Once considered the next big name in Nigerian athletics, 20-year-old Imaobong Nse Uko is now the latest athlete to fall under the hammer of a doping ban. The Athletics Integrity Unit on the 1st of July confirmed Uko's 2-year suspension, retroactive to June 2024, for violating anti-doping rules. This means that all her results over the past year have been wiped out from the record books. Uko joins a long list of high-profile Nigerian athletes currently serving ban. Blessing Okagbare, Yinka Ajayi, Grace Onwokocha, Divine Oduduru, Vivian Chukwuemeka and Henry Azike.
I wouldn't say there has been so much of a rise in doping cases in Nigeria. There has been anyway, but the thing is we have not been testing enough in the past, all right? So we just started testing more athletes since the Tokyo 2021 incident that happened, where about 10 athletes, 15 athletes were banned from competing at the Olympics. So since then, we have been testing more athletes, and as a result of that, we have seen the spike in more positive cases. It's not that there has been so much rise or that athletes have been doping and now we are just catching them. It's just that we have started testing more, and now we have seen athletes, falling foul of the law.
So I think the rise in doping violations among some Nigerian athletes in recent times stems from the fact that they don't have the right orientation. Some are making terrible choices with regards to the coaches that they remain with, especially when they turn professional, and it has kind of affected how they make those decisions on whether to take these banned substances. And you see the correlation between some of these athletes going to the United States and making these terrible choices, because at that point they are under United States Anti-Doping Agency, and for the most part they go to meet around there and they will not protect them, right? That's the first part. I know Professor Anegweje, the man in charge of anti-doping in Nigeria, has done a very good job when it comes to orientating athletes from the locals and while they're going for local competition, but that's almost never enough. You get to the elite level and you are with some of the best coaches in the world, and some of them just happen to be in these situations and they get to take this substance.
Most violations involve anabolic steroids or selective androgen receptor modulators. Administrators say efforts are underway to strengthen Nigeria's anti-doping framework, but cases like these continue to raise questions.
As record has it that during my time, for the period I stayed at the AFN as the technical director, I had no single incident of any athlete testing positive, because I think experience and of course a lot of education and then plays a lot of positive role in that regard. If my statistics and record are correct, we have the worst case and cases, and it's keep coming and it's coming and coming again, which is a very big problem for us in this country. The past 4 years, we've lost a lot of athletes. We've lost a whole lot of athletes, talking about Blessing Okagbare, talking about Divine Oduduru, talking about Imaobong, talking about Yinka Ajayi, a whole lot of these athletes. People don't talk about them because people are not aware, but it's alarming.
In some cases, banned substances were found during international events, while others were flagged at local trials. The most recent include Stephen Eloji, Ada Princess Bright, and Goodness Iradia.
No one gives you anything in Nigeria. If you want knowledge, you've got to go and get knowledge yourself. And I think this is one of the things Nigerian athletes are lacking. They are lacking the zeal to go and find out knowledge of what they need in terms of them progressing, in them improving in their careers, and then learning about doping, learn the bad and the good side, why you shouldn't go on the bad side, why you should be on the good side of not taking any drugs. So the problem we have when it comes to doping in Nigeria is a lot of Nigerian athletes are not going down there to research, to find out what should I do, what goes wrong. Depending everything on the federation is not the right way to go. Should it be? Yes. But they need to realize that it's their career at the end of the day, and they've got to learn to take charge of it and do things the right way.
I think Africa or African athletes are taken as scapegoats for a whole lot of things. Even when the issue of Blessing Okagbare came up, the Jamaicans were laughing at us because in her own case, it was obvious that, of course, a whole lot of things were not right. We must learn to fight and protect our athletes as well. It's not just, do we get medal? Do we get celebrated for the number of athletes that test positive? I think the answer is no. We as administrators must rise up. These athletes don't even have help. Some of them did not test positive. But they need support because those things come with a lot of funding to fight those cases. You get it? There's one athlete right now on the radar that we're also still fighting. What happened? It was that because the athlete did not test positive, what they said, and part of the thing is that, oh, you missed the test. Was it deliberate? The answer may be no, and maybe yes. We've seen American athletes who missed those tests, but somehow something happened. Their government standing for them.
In April 2025, President Bola Tinubu signed the National Anti-Doping Act into law. The new law paves the way for structured and effective anti-doping regime in Nigeria, ensuring the country's athletes compete on a fair and transparent playing field. The law also establishes the Nigerian Anti-Doping Center to carry out tests and ensure compliance with the International Olympic Committee (IOC), the World Anti-Doping Agency (WADA), and the UNESCO Convention Against Doping in Sport. But how soon can this new anti-doping center be up and running to prevent Nigeria's brightest athletes from breaching anti-doping rules?
You might have heard about the incident of Imaobong Nse Uko, who, by the way, did not fail any drug test, but she was suspended because of whereabouts. And many people were running along with the news that she had failed the drug test while she didn't fail any drug test, So it's still part of what the media should do, to report these cases as accurate and as factual as possible, not just running along with a headline that an athlete has failed a drug test, but you can't even state categorically what the athlete is being suspended for. So I think that's where the media should work more on, to report news accurately as they are, and also, help sensitize people, sensitize the athletes and the public on, the ill effects of drug tests.
I do think this athlete needs to be able to take responsibilities for their actions. It's a situation where you need to understand that not everyone will get to the top at the same linear level, but more importantly, they need to be able to take it step by step. So I do think it has to be holistic, right? The federation does their part, the coaches do their part, the athlete, more importantly, are responsible for what they put into their body. Some of them can also be very lackadaisical and lackluster when it comes to being careful about what they put into their body too. So these are some of the major reasons you'd find about anti-doping violations when it comes to Nigerian athletes.
With the 2025 World Championships and the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics approaching, stakeholders say urgent reforms are needed to avoid further embarrassment.
And the advice I'll give to young athletes is, please, you've got mobile phones, you've got tablets around you. Do on a regular day, instead of sitting down chatting with friends, TikTok, doing all sort of videos, take at least 5 or 10 minutes, do a little bit of research into your sports, find out how to get better. Don't just leave everything to your coach, don't leave everything to your federation, but find a way to develop and better yourself, because you know what? Knowledge is never lost. The more knowledge you gain, the more you can sit and converse with your coach about your own career. Because if it's not going right, all you want to do is blame the coach. But I'm sure once you put in some time into studying how to get better, how to get the right vitamins for yourself, avoid drugs, then you will have achieved what the greatness that is there for you.
I think what we need to do more is just education, and we should have a department that is funded to stand and fight for these athletes. If the athlete tests positive, for sure, let the athlete go for it.
As investigations continue and bans are served, one thing is clear: without better education, tighter enforcement and stronger leadership, Nigerian athletics risk losing more than just medals, it risks its future. In Lagos for News Central, Favour Itua.